What's happening, guys? Mike here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're continuing on with our look at new releases. I was actually only going to do 1 week of new releases, but then I got to the end of the week and realized that I have a few more new releases that I could actually talk to you about. I know you guys love getting a first look at new releases and stuff before it comes out, and you know I love giving you guys the scoop. Huh? A little pomade humor there. Yeah. God, you know what? I completely forgot. So sorry. It totally slipped my mind that I'm not supposed to make any attempts at humor here on the channel. I totally forgot that it makes some of you upset and use words like cringeworthy. I mean, hopefully no damage has been done, but, you know, very sorry once again. Before we get into the review today, I do want to extend a big thank you to Trendy Butler for providing today's outfit for me. I get $0 from them, so this is not about a sponsored mention or anything like that. They just send me the boxes and I speak the truth on them. Their boxes run at about $65 a month, and for that you get about $150 worth of clothing and an outfit chosen based on your preferences. So far I've been very happy with all the boxes they've sent, but I did also just see that you can make special requests for certain items if you like. And for being a subscriber of the channel here, there is a coupon code in the description to save you a little cash on your box if you're interested in checking them out. Totally up to you guys, but once again, big thanks to Trendy Butler for sending this out. I'm really happy once again with the box. For today's video though, we are getting an early look at the Belafonte, and I did have to check with Wade from Flagship to make sure it was in fact Belafonte, because honestly I wasn't sure if it was Belafonte or Belafonte, and in the past I've pretty much been the Ted Bundy of pronunciation, so I had to make sure. It definitely wouldn't be the first time that I messed up something that probably should be pretty easy. I'm sure all of you have heard about this collab, but just in case you haven't, this is a collab between Flagship and Shear Revival. This actually doesn't release until this coming Thursday, the 31st, so today we're getting a pretty early and exclusive look at this collab. Honestly, I think everyone, including myself, is expecting something awesome from this collab. I mean, both of these brands have made incredible products on their own, and to see them come together, well, I think we can imagine great things, but as we've seen in the past, just imagining great things isn't good enough. We need specifics, and we need to know what the full performance detail of the product is before you guys can decide if it's worth your money or not. And that is exactly what I've got for you today, so we're gonna start by getting a closer look. Here we go. Coming across my desk today is a creative collaboration between Flagship and Shear Revival, the Belafonte. According to both brands, the Belafonte is a collaborative effort that brings together the best of both Flagship and Crystal Lake into one lightweight love potion. It features a firm hold, low shine to matte finish, and multiple styling features like easy application and high volume. Scent-wise, we're looking at a smooth blend of sea salt, cactus, vanilla, and lime. For the jar, we have a 4-ounce amber glass jar and just a beautifully designed label. Price-wise, we're looking at $23, which in the US does include shipping. Looking inside the jar, we can get our first look at this mashup. The product itself is very creamy in appearance and bright white in color. Taking a scoop out, we can see that the product is very creamy in consistency and comes out of the jar and into the hand with a lot of ease, and then breaks down with a lotion-like but slightly creamy feel to it. It's not extremely sticky as I break it down, but it does have some slight tack to it. I'm going to demo this for you today on dry hair because this is actually the recommended method to get more volume and texture out of the product. Adding the product into my hair, the first thing that we can see is that it instantly brings forth a dampening or nourishing effect. And as you can see from the individual strands on my head there, it does firm up a bit fairly quickly. One thing I also see here too is that there's definitely more feeling of hold in the hair than you get in the hand. Using a comb here though is very easy. There's no issues at all with tugging or pulling, and even with the firming up, I can see here the product is very responsive to combing and shaping and sticks together very nicely to build volume. And with that, we have our final style. Now, as far as testing this with damp hair goes, I felt like it wasn't quite worth it because on dry hair, I got much better results. It does totally work on damp hair for those of you who need to do that for whatever reason, but I actually did get higher volume and better hold on dry hair. And once again, that dampening effect that it brought to my hair just made damp hair styling kind of pointless for me. I did, however, put that final style that we got through the usual 8-hour test for you guys to see, and overall, I think it did pretty okay. I also want to note for this test, it was extremely hot here in Nebraska. It was unbelievable. The day I did this test, it was 103 degrees Fahrenheit, which I know compared to some of the places you guys live is nothing. And let me tell you, I have no idea how you guys do it. I totally feel for you guys because 103 here in Nebraska, I was miserable. So you guys that live in those climates that get 100 plus, you guys got my respect because here I was miserable and I am not afraid to say it. At the 4-hour mark, I think we can see a little movement on the side there, but overall it's pretty good for how hot it was. We can also see some of that initial shine has gone down a little bit too. And at 8 hours, there is a little more movement there around the same area, but nothing horrible. The shape of the style is still pretty much visible at this point, and it does respond very well to restyling. I think the style actually fully resets here, which is definitely nice. You know, for how hot it was, I did actually think it performed pretty well. For the washout though, I did find that a lot of it did come out with water, but I could feel a little bit still present in my hair after rinsing. But overall, it wasn't bad because one round of shampoo definitely took it right out of my hair. Now for the scent on this one, I think he actually did a little bit better on the scent. I know some of you have talked in the past about Flagship collabs with the scent being a little too light, but I think on this one, he actually hit the mark pretty well. Interestingly enough, inside the jar, you actually get a little bit of a different scent profile than after you take a scoop. I could smell a little bit more of that vanilla that's mixed in there. Actually, sitting in the jar, you actually get a little bit more of that vanilla, but after you take a scoop, you actually get a more well-rounded scent profile of everything that's mixed in there. So I think it actually smells a little bit better coming out of the jar than actually when it's sitting in the jar, if that makes sense. Overall, I do think that Zach and Wade really did a great job of trying to combine their efforts, and I think fans of both of their lines will probably enjoy what they've developed here. For the hold and overall feeling in the hair, I think labeling it as a firm is probably pretty accurate. I know hold varies a little bit based on hair type, but I think the hold is present enough to be in that realm of firm. For the shine, I'd say for me it was low shine initially for sure, and then throughout the day it did go down a little bit to about a neutral level as it settled, but I don't ever think it kind of got into that realm of matte finish though. I do think it kind of stayed in that low to neutral shine area. As far as any criticism of the product goes, I do have a few things. They are just a few nitpicky type things because really overall I enjoyed the product, and if I had to say a few things though about it as far as criticism go, I'd have to say I didn't feel like the pomade really was lightweight, especially with that dampening effect that I saw take over right away. I thought it styled really nicely though. I just didn't feel quite like it was too lightweight in the hair. Also along those lines would be the way the product kind of firms up. It's not really at the level where it annoys me, but I still thought I better mention it so I can try to give you guys the most honest and well-rounded look that I can. That did go away throughout the day though, and as I continued styling. So again, that's why I say even with those little nitpicky things, I think it was really well done. I do think that you guys too are really going to enjoy this one. They really did a great job of taking things from their individual products and then having them work together to create a unique formula, and I definitely think it's worth picking up. Speaking of picking it up too, this one will be available on both the Shear Revival and Flagship sites on Thursday the 31st of May, so this coming Thursday at around noon Central Time approximately. I'm not totally sure about the time considering that Flagship is in Texas and I believe Shear Revival's in New Jersey, so I suggest keep an eye out for announcements from the brands itself. But as far as inventory goes, this is going to be a limited release and it's going to be made for 3 months. The idea behind that is for you guys to have enough time to try it, and then if you like it, you can get more, so you're not just out of luck after getting 1 jar. So they'll be making it for 3 months. That should be enough for you to try it, see if you like it. If you do, grab another one before it's actually gone for good. Again, the Belafonte will be sold on both Flagship and Shear Revival websites. Both will be in the description for you guys to check out if you'd like to do that. that. And for your information too, according to Flagship, there won't be any coupon codes available for the release. One last piece of information too, for those of you that don't know, there was a tiny reformulation done on the Flagship matte paste. According to Flagship though, none of the changes were actually performance changes. They were all just consistency alterations, and from what I can see, it's actually very minor changes. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, make sure you head on over to the channel's Facebook page. I'll be posting some pictures and some more information about that pretty shortly, so you guys can get a look at that. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know by hitting that like button for me and drop me a comment down below. And if you already have, make sure you hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And with that, I will say thanks so much for stopping by the channel today and checking out this video. I'll be back to you guys again very soon. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.